history slash language lesson?
Yeah. We got time.
Okay, so pagan and neo-pagan.
Okay.
Pagan refers to a family of religions that predate Abrahamic colonization.
Okay.
So, like, especially most people use it to refer to the religions of pre-Roman and therefore pre-Christian Europe.
Got you.
And so, but technically it applies to the predominant religions of multiple places, like native religions of Africa before it was conquered by the Ottoman Empire. Anything pre-Abrahamic, really.
Okay.
Or before it was conquered by either the Muslims or the Christians.
Got you.
Then neo-pagan is a religion that is based on historical. It's like people trying to piece together what the religion was, but there's not good resources for it because it technically died because Christians killed it.
You know they kill everything.
Yeah. Celtic obviously refers to the Celtic people, who are mostly known for being the settlers and main inhabitants of Ireland before Ireland was conquered by the British.
Mm.
And then pseudo obviously means not quite. You know, your standard. I can't remember if that's Latin or Greek, but
Greek.
okay, yeah, that works. I call it pseudo-Celtic pagan, which a Celtic pagan is someone who believes in the old gods of Ireland, practices to the best of their knowledge those religious practices, celebrates those holidays. Which Celtic paganism is fun because most of the religious rituals and holidays involve getting really drunk.
Yeah.
They do drink a lot. I remember that.
And I say pseudo-Celtic because I don't work with the deities, but I sometimes interact and reach out to the Fae.
Okay.
Which, if you don't know what the Fae are, this gets into animism in a bit.
This is deep.
Oh yeah.
So animism is present in a lot of religions. Like, if you remember hearing when you were growing up that God is everywhere, God is in everything,
Right.
that's an animistic belief. Animism is the belief that any living thing, and even some non-living things, have a spirit, a soul, energy, some kind of divine or spiritual energy, presence, whatever.
Gotcha.
So, from a Christian viewpoint, this is God is everywhere, God is everything.
Right.
But in other religions, it can mean that, there's, different spirits that are related to or reside in different aspects of nature.
Right.
So this is how, like, if you've ever seen Inuyasha, you know how there's all those guardian spirits and guardian yokai?
Uh-huh.
That's an example of animism.
Gotcha.
And yes, animism in Shinto religion, actually.
That's a bar.
But yes, I get the joke, hun. But so the Fae, or the fairies as you might know them, are various spirits, and some are there's Fae who are just simply elemental spirits. There's Fae that reign everywhere, from the myths you've probably heard, like fucking Oberon and Titania, to just there's one that is still actually, we practice a lot of the superstitions regarding it today, called the Cat She, or the Cat Fae in English. And it's a Fae that takes the form of a large, fluffy black cat. And in Ireland and Scotland, the areas that practiced early Celtic faith, black cats were seen as sacred and were more like to be wary of, like, this thing can fuck your day up, so make sure that you don't piss it off.
I get where you're going. That's what we do. That whole thing.
And then,
Black cats are.
well, see, this is where you get to the early American colonists, the Puritans. See, they, because they wanted to reject everything regarding that they considered unchristian or false, including a lot of the inherent culture of the British Isles, which kept more of their native culture than most other places conquered by the Romans. So they brought over a hatred of black cats and considered black cats a symbol of witchcraft, which witchcraft is not actually a bad thing, but, and technically, if you want to get into it, most preachers are witches. If you go by the basic definition of a witch as someone who practices magic, since most prayers are technically forms of magic. But it was considered a sign of witchcraft because at the time, a lot of Christians believed that witches could change shape, and especially change shape into black cats, which already were heavily connected with the realms of magic and the supernatural. And since it was still known that witches were known to work with the Fae, and so they figured, well, how do we know that this normal cat isn't actually just a Fae working with a witch, or an animal that's been cursed by a witch to do us harm? Familiar is an animal who helps the witch in practicing magic. Usually, this can, like, it's not actually necessarily a fully sentient animal with magical powers, but usually it's just an energy exchange thing. So,
Wait, are we live?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
so, I mean, I'm pretty sure all this is gonna get cut, but
Oh, no.
aw shit.
This is the Black Magnolia Show. What it do?
It's just normally do an introduction, but sometimes we do.
Fucking Thursday night, man.
Oh, but you can keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just saw the.
Oh shit. But
Thursday night, man.
so the Puritans brought over a hatred for black cats and a lot of other things. And so that's where the superstition that we have nowadays that black cats are bad luck came from, when originally it was a superstition that they were good luck. Because as long as you didn't piss it off, then those Fae were more or less neutral spirits. But if you pissed it off, those Fae were especially known to do terrible tortures to the souls of the deceased who deserved it.
That's tough.
Okay. And before we get fully into it, welcome to the Black Magnolia Show, everyone. As usual, it's your boy Ladarius Tanner. You know, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Usually to my side, I would normally have Libra, but we have a couple guests today. Here are a couple of my friends. This is
Rainy?
Rainy and her husband, Beck. Y'all ain't really got to give out your socials if you don't want to. But always in the cut is that boy Slick.
But if you want to give out your social page, you can.
Yeah.
I know Twitter is popping and all.
You know what the fuck going on, man.
But I hope those who have joined in enjoyed the little history lesson.
That was pretty dope, man.
Real talk. Like, I knew some of what you were talking about, but I definitely learned a lot.
I didn't know any of it. So she just fucking elevated my mind today. I didn't know any of it.
I see, I know.
Like, I knew of the pagan shit and Celtic, but I didn't know of the whole classification that you went on.
Yeah. Okay, Pseudo-Celtic is my in-the-moment bullshit way of categorizing it, so that's not an official term.
But it still helps understand other religions and practices.
Yeah.
So how y'all boys been today?
Today has been a day.
And here building for 4 hours and shit. Shit sucks.
I've been moving all day, really, so.
I do that on the. God damn it! Motherfuckers in the podcast will notice the orange hoodie ain't on today. So I'm being a bit uncomfortable.
This man is head to hurt the third today.
Out there, when you see me wearing this, I only go by Ladarius.
He is certain Edward. he missed the head.
Yes, he missed
He missed the head.
Goddamn.
What's up, Mr. Head?
What's good?
Yeah.
And that nigga, no, what's up, Mr. Head?
I know. Let's start this shit up with another funny topic. Nicki Minaj.
I feel for her.
I don't. How you all cap like that, cuz?
Cap for you.
So the White House said they want me to come through.
Hey there, Taisha. I hope you're doing
And I'm
well
wearing
today.
all pink like Legally Blonde so they can know I'm serious. We did not tell her she could come through. We told her to call. God damn it!
Yeah, she fucked up with that.
Come on, cuz.
It's the fact that motherfuckers. It's the fact that motherfuckers jumping on her. She wasn't. Well, I get what she was trying to say with her first couple of statements, but motherfuckers hopped on the mistakes that she made, and then she went right into defensive mode instead of just saying, "Look, this is how I feel about the shit. I want to get more information."
Well, what's the word I'm looking for? The sincerity of her wanting to educate people gets kind of diminished by the fact that she had to cap the way she capped them.
Yeah.
Like, alright, cool.
She pulled a Bow Wow.
Nicki wanna be out here educating people on the COVID. Cool. That sounds real nice.
Yeah.
You bitch, man. We just told her to call us. Come on now. That kind of diminishes what you were trying to
do. Yeah, a phone call. This just
right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, instead of her coming about it and approaching it like, this is what I meant, she immediately went on the defensive, and they kept fucking her up.
I need to shake my booty.
It's bad.
I mean, this is my thing. And he can be taking a lot.
Over here.
He been taking a lot.
They're gonna be a short podcast, y'all. The blood slapped his ass early.
Slapped. My thing is this though. Why you gotta lie? You Nicki. You motherfucking Nicki Minaj, cuz. You can get on your Instagram and talk about COVID and you have at least a million motherfuckers with you.
True.
Like, why you gotta lie about the White House reached out to you talking about come through? Why you gotta lie about this? It's crazy.
But that's just human nature. Like, some motherfuckers don't want. Some motherfuckers, instead of just admitting that they're wrong, they're willing to double down on fuckery.
But she a whole pup. Like, come on, man.
This is also the same woman who has been married to a sex offender and has constantly had to defend and fight against that.
My nigga he got charges pending right now.
Yeah.
Like, my nigga got charges pending right now. Like, come on, bro. At this point, you need to sit down in the corner and make some good music, get a motherfucker about to.
Can I get a...
And then see what you know.
Backstory to what Ray saying. I don't know when you made this comment. I hope you're doing well today, but...
Nicki Minaj told her followers that the White House said, pull up, we want to talk. They did not tell her to pull up, they want to talk. They said, what time can you talk? We want to call.
Now, the one that fucked me up is when she was like, she had a cousin in Trinidad that his nuts apparently had swollen from taking the vaccine, and it made his wife cancel their marriage. And then Trinidad was just like the country of Trinidad was just like,
stop capping like
that didn't happen here, man.
Stop capping look like they could.
And that's what I felt bad for her, because it was like, oh yeah, she's saying about, okay, so we did give her the correct backstory.
Bro.
Why? My thing is, how can she be this misinformed?
It was my thing, bro. You're a public figure, bro. Why lie about some shit that's so easy to fact check?
Like I said, some motherfuckers don't think that far. Some motherfuckers don't think that far.
Camilla,
when the fuck you want to talk on the phone?
Look, Camilla,
when not tell your dog ass to pull up over here. Camilla, don't come over here, bitch. We gonna whoop your ass. You come over here.
Camilla whipped her swoosh. Like, bitch, I ain't call you. Like,
we don't want you over here, bitch.
Come
on. No.
Come on, man. Like, it's the White House, man.
You know
if she would have said,
somebody look weird.
Somebody collar tag hit up, like, come through. Okay, I probably would have believed it.
Right.
But come on, the White House, man. You know they gotta stay on top of shit. They already under enough scrutiny as it is.
Right.
Come on, man.
They're ready.
We ain't tell
Shit
nigga to
like
come
that,
up
bro.
here. We know nigga be around 1,000 motherfuckers a day.
We know what the fuck is going on.
Come on, man. Come on. She wrong.
She just had a baby too, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Come on.
We know what's going on with it.
Damn. Who know your little... That, I ain't gonna even say that. I'm gonna leave that alone. So, next topic. How y'all feel about Gabrielle Union and her statements after she found out that Dwayne Wade babied another baby with another woman that wasn't her?
I feel she was just speaking out of hurt. It wasn't meant to be literal, but due to the current social viewing of any celebrity, and it's been this way for a hot minute, it's like if you're a person of color, and I only see it used against persons of color, or black people, I really only see it used against them. Once you get a certain amount of fame, it's due to the Illuminati. No, I've never seen anyone put the Illuminati on Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, none of them motherfuckers.
Everything, them niggas running that shit.
Exactly.
But that's neither here nor there.
I mean, wasn't that like a big recurring joke in a lot of mainstream hip hop music a few years ago, though?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
Everybody
Jay-Z had a couple years where he was like, they saying I'm Illuminati. Beyonce said it on
I think Nicki Minaj even had it in a
yeah.
song.
Well, Nicki Minaj was on the episode of the Cleveland show where her, Kanye West, Will.i.am, and Questlove were part of the hip hop Illuminati.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it was also in a lyric in one of her songs. Or I might be thinking of someone else.
Jennifer Hudson. I don't know. They be on our ass. But yeah, I don't know. I think Dwayne Wade is on the human.
He fucked up.
And shit happens.
Loses
That's
major
wild.
respect points, though.
I mean, you definitely lose some points. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I got too much invested.
But I mean, also, like, how the fuck you gonna run around on fucking Gabrielle Union? Have you seen that woman?
I ain't gonna, my personal view is like, she alright.
I like her.
I mean,
But also, my whole view is I don't understand how motherfuckers cheat.
Yeah, like, bro, be a fucking adult and communicate. Communication.
Also,
hey, coming from a person that has cheated and told the person that I cheated on that I was going to cheat before I even cheated, I can tell you, it's some ways to cheat, goddamn.
I got caught.
It's some reasons.
I got caught.
I've never gotten caught.
I want to get caught.
Unexpectedly.
I got caught on purpose.
That's
but
it.
while
I've never got caught unexpectedly.
Right.
while I have them here, we actually have an actual poly couple in the room.
Okay. What they doing?
And it's like, we have, like, I've learned and studied the shit, but these motherfuckers actually live their lifestyle. And it's fairly easy to just be open and communicate
I will
than
say,
go around and cheat.
there is. I mean, communication can be hard because it also involves being very in touch with your own emotions and knowing what you need. And like, I understand that, especially for a lot of men, you know, y'all are raised not to deal with that shit. Y'all are raised to ignore your emotions and, you know, not learn to
Hello,
communicate them.
Lola. How you doing?
Bro, I'm fucking tired, man. I'm sorry.
Amber is watching right now.
Oh shit!
Oh, Amber.
Hello,
Amber.
Hey Amber.
God damn. That fucking living shit.
Are you okay?
I'm
Bruh,
with it, my man.
leave her. I'm dead serious. I've never seen this motherfucker smoke and open his eyes the way he did after he hit that bitch.
I think I'm straight on that.
Like, he hit that, Libra, he hit that bitch one time and went,
Oh,
Hey,
so that was some good shit, huh?
I'm not even gonna hold you. The first time I smoked it, I ain't gonna lie, it had me just like
deep.
stuck. I was stuck the first time.
Go on and get that boy a blanket. He's done for the night.
I got some pizza. I'm gonna get myself a bag.
Get
That boy got the cheesy crust waiting on him when he get home.
I'm gonna wash up. I go bath tomorrow. And I'm finna eat some fucking pizza. And I'm finna smoke the rest of that blunt.
So what are y'all talking about? I'm late. Oh, you want to be here?
What the fuck is
I just can't say hey, bye bye.
Well, bro. All right, and like, it's just my personal opinion on the situation, bro. I feel like the Illuminati is real due to the fact that there are people that control everything, bro. There is a reason why TV shows are called programs, bro. They're programming the way that we think, bro. So think about all the time that you did some shit you saw on TV, bro.
We definitely are influenced.
You were programmed by the shit you watched, bro.
You can be influenced
to do
by
some dumb shit.
anything.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not.
But somebody's controlling something, bro.
Not necessarily.
Like, there's a reason why some shows get canceled and some shows
that's because
get
it's
remastered and shit like that.
That's just capitalism.
Somebody's controlling that, though.
Well,
there's some rich people.
A lot of different factors that go into it because now that we have the field of psychology, they know what people want. But that just because they know what's more likely to influence someone or what people are more likely to like doesn't mean that they're actually doing mind control bullshit. Because also you have to think that different people's brains are wired inherently differently. So just because they say design a TV show with writers and producers and all those people that's supposed to, hit all the perfect things to make the most possible people either happy or do shit or make something popular, doesn't necessarily mean that it's always going to work. Because sometimes people can see through that shit.
It doesn't always work.
Like, I'm not refuting the fact that there's, very few people in high power positions that are influencing shit.
Definitely.
But I don't think it's, sci-fi / magic woo-woo bullshit mind control.
But think about music, man.
I think it's just slight.
But think about music, though. Like how people have a million monthly listeners on Spotify and shit like that.
That's because Spotify's bullshit.
You got at least 1 million people.
I'm talking about across everything.
But also with that, optimization has made it easier for motherfuckers can just, if I give you this much money, you can set up 1,000 phones on the table, and you'll have them all programmed to spin my shit. That's what J. Cole was talking about in the song a lot. How many folks are buying their streams?
Shit, but Spotify,
that was also something they did with the radio too, though.
They got stuff in place now for it.
Yeah, it's still done today. Record labels have to pay money for radios to play their shit. But it used to be a lot easier for a record company could either pay you off to not play their rival or pay you to play their newest release that they want popular.
It's too many outlets now. They can't really do it like they used to. But they definitely will try to blackball.
And then Spotify doesn't pay their artists shit. I think you get a quarter of a penny per play of a song.
I mean,
Spotify the amount of people that go platinum and shit though. Those are real listeners, bro.
Not all the time. Cause
I'm saying like people that go on tour.
It really, and then you gotta think about
Jack Harlow,
really sold.
He's currently on tour, bro, and he's sold out multiple venues, bro.
Yeah, also because nowadays,
those amount of people, he's just fucking influenced.
There's also the fact that nowadays more people are more willing to go to concerts since most people don't bother buying music because we can just listen to everything on Spotify or whatever our music genre platform of choice is.
Exactly.
So you're more likely to pay the money to go to a concert and the experience that comes with that, such as travel, drinks, food, merch, and also the whole gold, platinum, diamond scale is based. If I remember correctly, it's based on album sales.
Right.
So, they've added streams in the past 6 years.
Yeah, but I think it's still based on actual money and
right.
whether you buy the song.
Streams,
but I do want to say, just because you like something doesn't mean it'll influence you. You can like something and just be like, oh, okay, that's okay, and not have it fuck with you. Because I get what you're saying about how many people can be influenced about, and that's totally the thing. Because that's the whole thing that I was saying about when we talked about the debate thing. And I was like, I get what you were saying, but the way that you were saying it caused misinformation. You have a platform. you do have a lot of people that you can influence. But at the same time, it's like just because you can do something doesn't mean it will. But you always want to try to do positive influences. I guess I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like
One of the ways to normalize, like how they normalized gay couples, was partially through TV influence, like
I love
Will
my
and Grace and stuff.
I love my Spotify too.
So influence isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's just introducing people to concepts or groups of people that they wouldn't necessarily run into in everyday life.
yeah.
True. And speaking on Will and Grace, I used to watch that show, but that never made me.
Never
Well,
watched.
it was a good ass show.
I watched a couple of episodes.
But
I'm gonna block
while
you.
watching Will and Grace, I never once thought,
I was in the nursing home.
I'm gonna block, man.
I want some dick.
Yeah.
I never once while watching Will and Grace just,
I mean, they never advertised dick either though.
what Will's love life was. There are
He
people out
talked
in
about
every
his
episode.
love life, but it wasn't sexually explicit like HBO and Cinemax and shit though. Come on, man.
Yeah, but
But
that's HBO and
Skinemax.
Cinemax. They've been dirty since the beginning.
It's Skinemax.
Yep. Or anyone else ever have that moment when you're a kid and you're just scrolling through channels and you see something?
Real Sex 64.
I was thinking more like you see like a movie and the description doesn't make it obvious that it's porn, and you end up accidentally seeing the late night HBO porn.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. I knew exactly what I was going to
Booty
look
Talk
for.
44. Oh my god. Oh my
I ain't
god.
gonna
Damn.
I ain't gonna lie. I was okay with HBO and Cinemax until I realized that they go out of their way to edit it to where you can't really see the good shit.
It's hardcore porn, bro.
I ain't got time for that shit no
I
more.
gotta put this up. Nobody.
You gonna see some titties. That's it. You gonna see some titties. That's really it. You gonna see some nipples. That's about
I
it.
mean, I ain't gonna hold you.
Like they gonna show the motion of them fucking, but you'll never see penetration.
You gonna see
And goddamn, when I was 13, I was like, I'm tired of this shit.
Booty
See?
Talk 44.
Exactly.
I think about
They fucking.
about 9. I was on some Cinemax ass shit,
They fucking.
and we didn't really have Cinemax, so it was fuzzy and shit. So you know you had to really
Oh.
concentrate to look at it. Yeah, I got
Oh,
tired of
that
that
shit
real
was
quick.
terrible.
I got tired of that real quick.
You gotta focus on other porn. You gotta focus on not getting
Sorry.
caught. You gotta. You gotta
Luckily
focus on
for me,
shit that
when I was in middle school, my uncle at the
I
time,
don't know.
he
You
gave
in
me
your
a
middle
book.
school. You in your middle school situations here.
I
Motherfuckers
was a wild motherfucker.
I'm trying to tell you, pussy tastes like fish.
Exactly.
You was about to blank DVDs.
I don't know.
You get the blank DVDs.
But
I
motherfuckers-
think he had titles on his DVD.
It's a wrap, boy. You get the blank DVDs, boy. It's a wrap. You be like, woo, boy, it's a freaky ass shit.
All them DVDs.
It's a freaky ass.
I hated the
movie,
ones
nigga.
where they
Right
had
on
the
the
beats
edge.
over the six. I ain't got time for
It's a
that.
freaky ass movie. He got his foot on his bitch head.
Oh, you
Me
talking
and
about Brian
T
Pumper?
Uncut, I'm sorry.
Bro, he
I
got
could never
I-
get jiggy with
That
that.
nigga got his foot on his bitch head.
I
bro.
could never get jiggy with BT Uncut.
BNT
This girl did
Uncut.
not do it for me. I'm sorry.
Did y'all ever watch Suki Honda's video?
I watched it.
That
I
shit,
mean,
the music was terrible.
factual.
There was a lot of changes in that dude, though.
I mean, it was what it was to me.
That's why she ain't hosted on YouTube or nothing.
Tragedy.
She hosted on OnlyFans.
I'm like, ooh, okay.
She had a couple of them.
Ass, titties, and pussy.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That eating good girl. Okay.
Right, ooh.
I've seen that before.
Come on, you see that every day. Every day.
That's why he just hit you and enjoy the scenery.
Anyway.
I mean, you want to know big girls up in there for me, so
I will agree with you on that. I
I'm
felt
just
there could have been
saying.
more.
It was like 2 or 3.
It was
like
fun.
See, you counted all the way up to 4 hours. So one of them
It
didn't
was-
understand
It was a light skinned one. It was a white one.
I
It was
fuck with
two
the light
brown,
skin
and
one.
it was two brown skins.
See, I missed one of the browns. I gotta go back and look at it just to see.
I'll show you the video.
I feel like I deprived
The song
myself
is
of it.
absolutely horrible. But
The song is horrible. The video is horrible.
the video is okay. If you were in middle school and
Oh, you winning if you in middle school looking at that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, this is your best thing. This best
you
thing.
finna say that bitch,
You
and you
seen
gonna
a
replay
goddamn
a slit of a
magazine,
vagina.
This shit.
Public housing. can be for women that can't support their children. But why is prison a place for men that can't support their children?
God damn, it does. It is a good question.
I actually looked into that, and apparently men can get public housing as well. Oh yeah,
I mean, yeah, I've actually known dudes who live in public housing.
But,
I lived in public housing.
but
Hello.
why
But I
is it-
paid the actual rent though. I wasn't paying what they was paying though.
but,
I had to go by their
but
rules and
why
everything.
if you could put on child support, like
as a man,
you could possibly go to prison?
You go to jail if you don't pay that
I mean,
shit.
that's for everyone who doesn't pay their child support, though, if you get caught.
Where it starts is
But you don't normally see a female on child support, even though I know.
It's possible.
they need to
My
do
mother
that
was.
more.
They're out there.
my mother was
See,
actually.
See,
this
that's
goes
too.
into
See, now we know too.
They're out there.
They
Yeah.
out there. It's free and
See,
free.
this goes into a huge issue because, like, a lot of the issue is that child support is based on which parent makes the higher paying job, and there's a lot of systems put in place against a lot of women that prevent them from being the higher earning partner, and in fact, having kids reduces a
Goddamn
woman's
system. I just hate to say that.
yeah.
Fuck it.
Being a mother actually dramatically reduces a woman's chances at earning potential, partially not just due to typically, whether on purpose or not, a lot of childcare gets put on the female parent in any situation, whether or not that's the best idea.
Not in all cases. Not in all cases.
Yeah, and so not just the time of work that they miss, not just for the actual physical, medical purposes of having kids, but they're also more likely to be the ones who have to leave work to go pick up kids who are sick or who are in an accident.
And less likely to get promoted.
And in fact,
because-
having kids can be the reason you don't get promoted because they're going to assume that your family is your priority, which, yeah, that's true for most people, but women are expected to drop everything when their family's their priority, whereas men are expected to work obsessively because they're expected to view their only worth as a moneymaker.
Hey,
That's a bar.
And
That's a
give them one bar. Give them one bar.
That's a bar.
Bars. We got it up there, people.
That's a bar.
and so that's why typically when you have a male and female couple
Bad weed.
divorcing, the man is the higher earner,
Shit, man.
so
You shoot back.
that's why men are more typically the ones on child support or alimony or whatever else.
She got the gold mine. Yeah, shit.
And so they
Oh, wow.
are therefore more likely to
Oh,
face
shit.
the bad consequences related to unpaid child support just because they're more likely to have to pay child support in the first place.
Right.
But as the system, as it is, if you take a man and a woman in the exact same situation,
like financially.
yeah, like typically in couples where they're really close in earning, no child support is awarded. But say if a man and a woman both have the same amount of unpaid child support, they're both equally eligible to go to jail under the law.
You still then run into the further issue of for certain crimes.
I know there's a sentencing disparity. That's why I said
Yeah.
equally eligible, not equally likely.
It just sucks, man. Like,
I agree.
if a dude, well, like,
But
if you don't pay your child,
But the reason why that all exists is
your license
because
suspended, like, you go through something.
Yeah, because a lot of these systems were put in place when divorce was barely legal to begin with. And we're also talking about a time when women weren't even allowed to have their own fucking bank account.
Yeah.
and like a lot of this shit was put in place by men.
The white man.
True. The worst kind of man.
Yeah, most white men are bullshit. I'll vouch.
It was Gatorade.
It's blunt.
And it's like, yeah, it's fucked up. Very fucked up. Which is why we have to change the laws that were created by the whites.
It's too deeply rooted,
All right,
bro.
head.
It's too deeply rooted,
I want,
bro.
but I want. This is head homework. I need you to come with a plan. And you need to present it to the people here on how we get at least one law change
We
in the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, man. Cause I hear you, but how?
You got to the end of the year, bro.
Honestly,
Okay, I get to the end of the year. To the end of the year.
real talk.
You got to
It's very simple how to get this shit made. We need someone who can get in office, and it sucks to say, because it's almost impossible. But we need an uncorruptible voice in office.
You ain't even gotta be uncorruptible, but I have to be able to control you.
Facts, I give you that. That actually, like, the
Yeah.
people have to be in, and that's the problem that we've had so fucking long, and that's the problem we still have, and that's the problem that we're still slowly working on, though.
I think that's the problem. People keep on trying to take human error out of the situation. You can't take human error out. People gonna fuck up. But if I can still control that person, even though that person fucks up, I can still win.
I think also a lot of the issue is
There needs to be a fucking age limit on
No,
all government jobs.
I won't say
Or at the
age
very
limit.
least, term limits.
Term
Yeah,
limits.
term limit.
Term
I
limits
definitely
for
say
everything.
term limit, but not age limit because I feel like you grow if you going the right way. You're supposed to get wiser with age. So
Also,
I rather have
the reason why I say that because I know someone put this on social media, but no fucking one should be working at 80.
I mean,
I feel
Why
like
not?
public office, or honestly, if you want to work, you can, I guess.
Oh,
Like, and public office is definitely one of those places where you clearly put effort into displaying that you wanted this job. But work shouldn't be compulsory. We shouldn't have people in positions where they have to work.
And like it's
there should be like the current social security system should be modified and replaced with not only like some kind of benefits as soon as you turn 65, like a retirement benefit regardless of how much you work if you
Fuck
choose
that.
to
Start
continue working.
hiring me about 55. 50.
Well, the current,
At whatever age.
I've been working
Yeah.
too long. And
I mean,
inflation forces you to keep working.
but that's because of capitalism.
yeah, because
We're a capitalist country, bro.
right, like
But we
we,
can
ain't
change
gonna execute capitalism in the
change
next
it,
5
man.
years,
It's
man.
too deeply rooted.
Right,
bro.
like you.
but you can
Yes.
still make the progress is what we're getting at. You can still institute smaller steps, which therefore make bigger steps more possible.
So that's where you get this shit from here.
But all right, you think it can happen in 5 or 10 years?
bro.
It's not where I get this shit from. This is a perfect example of me saying I'm not the only person who thinks like this. And there are more people who are starting to think like this, who are coming up the age where they can vote. So when they look at their motherfucking
Also,
people who are in office, they start asking the same kind of questions like, what the fuck are you doing to make it so when I'm 50, I don't have to work if I don't want
cool
to?
with a hive mind and all people thinking the same.
Yeah.
My question is this though: do you think it's a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan? Because all right, I'm cool with smaller
You're
steps,
making
making big
progress,
steps.
but it's
But
like
how long does it
you
take
have
for
to
the
have a
progress
goal
to
in
happen?
mind, bro. You have to have something set like in mind.
Do you mean a goal or
like
a
by this
deadline?
time I want
Like, is it feasible
like
in
something
the next
done.
5 years to at least have at least 2 small steps in place? Like, is it feasible?
But see, with that,
Right?
you're talking on if everything worked in perfect order. And that's
But it's
essentially taking.
Oh,
But see, that's the thing. You're taking human error out when you ask me that question of,
no, I'm
can
not.
I? So how do you expect me to do this in 5 years? Which means I would have to convince the
What I'm
masses.
trying to get you to see is it's not possible to do in
No.
5 years.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm not saying just because it's not possible within 5 years doesn't mean it won't be possible later down the line.
And I agree that it would be, because we seeing it happen right now. The things are changing, and it happens. But it's not happening at the rate that it needs to change, is what I'm saying.
And
I agree that the changes need to happen, and it might be,
I
might
think
take smaller changes, but they ain't happening at the rate it needed to happen.
I think
But see, that's more of an idealistic way of thinking. Like, I wish Santa Claus was real, but just because I wished it, Don't
wish that
mean-
nigga
I feel
real. I
like-
just wish
I
somebody
feel like
help
one
me.
person
Shit.
has the choice, right? And it's like they're making the strides and making strides and making strides, blah 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 blah.
Right.
They gotta pass the torch eventually, right? If you pass to a motherfucker who doesn't have the same shit that you have in mind, bro, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna fucking go nowhere, bro.
True.
And that's what's been happening.
But that's what's also been changing.
Yeah, because like, why have only one torchbearer at a time who then passes the torch when you can have that one torchbearer light many torches?
I'm cool with them lighting many torches. We can give them the light torch.
But
A little faster.
yeah, I
Real
think
shit.
if you-
Like I totally agree. But my whole thing is, I look at it as just because it isn't happening right now doesn't mean it isn't gonna happen in the future.
Cause this my thing.
It's your piece of stuff, bro.
Yep.
And bro, like think about the riots, man. That shit happens like back when Watts, bro. When that shit happened, when people were getting killed, bro. History repeats itself, man. And black people, especially, bro, they like to verbally say shit, and nobody want to put that at work in, bro. It's like everybody want to be famous, but nobody want to put the work in.
Yeah.
So
It's funny
like,
because
we've been programmed as black people to be peaceful and to march and protest and blah 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 blah. When the counterparts, bro, are beating our ass, are killing us, are putting dogs on us, have like put hoses on us, bro, and we just turned the other cheek, and it fucked us to this day, bro.
true.
And that's why I feel like the civil rights movement was a waste of time. It was literally just making
was a
black
good
people
idea.
like punching bags,
It
bro.
was a good idea.
It was literally making black people punching bags, bro, and getting black people killed.
But that's also why I say the civil rights movement hasn't stopped.
We already had. Did we have a conversation?
Yeah.
We had a conversation.
I feel like it
I
has,
know what I feel
bro.
like it's
I feel like it has, bro. Due to the fact there's so much other shit that's going on that has drawn the attention from it, bro.
I mean, alright, this is my alright. Let's come back to change to Afghan immigrants coming to Mississippi.
But anywhere else, bro. Anywhere else.
Alright.
These are not.
They definitely going other places.
Yeah,
they
bro.
just, they just wanted us to see it.
The
Mississippi
thing
is to
about
see
it
it.
is,
So,
bro, why would you take immigrants from a country that you have been at war with for 20 fucking years?
because you have to be a humanitarian.
They can go to any other country, bro.
We definitely should have hit like England up or hit
Why
up
would we?
Germany or some shit like, hey,
Why would you
y'all
take the
do us
op in your
solid.
household, bro?
Cause we've been sitting, we've been in these people's house for like 20.
Why would you take the motherfucker you to smoke, bro? Like you to smoke this homie, he to smoke, like fucking your homies, bro.
But at the end
Why
of
we have
the
the
day,
United Nations?
Why would you
someone
let
has
this
to come
motherfucker
forward
in your
and
fucking house, bro.
extend an olive branch.
We are the
Man,
United
fuck
Nations.
them.
It's more than just us
Fuck
in
them, bro.
But there's
Figure
also
that
the
shit out
fact
of
that
your own.
the U.S. was refusing refugees so much for the past few
Shit
years.
about
So a
4
bunch of
years.
those other countries are, they're at their capacity too.
Yeah.
And then,
Shit.
We like, look, bro, we don't want them motherfuckers in here.
but
Like,
you
that's
also,
them.
but-
We'll take them, we don't want them motherfuckers.
but you also have to remember that a lot of the
Hell
problems that
no.
are going on over there right now are our
Because
fault.
of us.
We
And
were
see,
the bad guys.
That's the whole issue with me.
Exactly. So don't come over here, bro. Like,
Yeah, but
Look.
see, I view it as the least we could
we
do.
fucked up.
I don't know.
We fucked up.
So,
Alright?
so here's the thing, though. Imagine you
We
in
fucked up,
somebody's
right?
house, in somebody's party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your ass done got wild.
right.
You fucked up, get too high, and catch that shit on fire.
I fucked up,
I
man.
was not high doing that. I was drunk
fucked up,
doing that. I
man.
was not high.
No, I'm just saying, but you
I'm
fucked
human.
up and destroyed that. So the least you could do
I fucked
is
up.
offer them a place to crash.
No,
fucked up.
at least I can do
I'm not
this.
doing
I
that.
wouldn't invite them a goddamn hotel.
Exactly. Nigga,
I'm
you go
gonna
there,
still a
you gotta
place to
come back
crash.
with me. I fucked up.
Ain't that still a place to crash?
Yeah.
I fucked up, man.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Look, hey, England. Y'all know what we doing to these folks.
I'm American right now. Hey, bro. Like, hey, you know, I came over here and started shit. You know, hey, I killed a couple niggas. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
So your
I
view
fucked
is
up,
more,
bro.
you know, let's run away from our mistakes until
fucked up.
people stop bugging us about it.
Exactly. Like, hey, bro, it's too hot to talk about right now. So we gonna come back around.
Everybody
Fuck
cool
around,
down, point.
Yeah, man. Like, hey,
Everybody
bro.
cool
Hey.
down, minute.
Like, the room is too fresh, man. It's too fresh. Like, hey.
Hey, we still over there causing. Hey,
okay,
shit still
man.
going on over there. I don't
Hey,
know
I
what
guess
you're
I
talking about.
fucked up, bro. I killed a couple niggas. I'm finna head to the crib, bro.
But my house, dude,
Man,
it's burned.
bro, I
Hold on.
fucked up, bro.
And then my uncle came back. What the fuck you mean? And he don't like us like that.
I hear it go like, hey, bro, hey, I fucked up, bro. You killed a couple of my niggas, I killed a couple of your niggas. Hey, it was Cali Shit Wars, my nigga. But hey,
Note to self, don't invite this
Hey,
nigga to
I'm finna get up out of here, bro. But shit, I'm fuck
No,
with
no, to self.
you. Hey, I'm fuck with you.
If D is not about to try to make up with you after he whooped your ass, that's the only
I'm
note
not,
I
bro.
know.
I'm like,
That's
hey,
the
bro,
only
I'm
note
like,
I
hey,
get from nigga.
But
that's
the
just
thing
what happened, bro.
is,
Like,
you whooped my ass for no reason.
I mean, see,
Hold on now,
I
cause
was
we,
both, bro.
hold on now,
Like,
cause we
something
get into
enticed
the
me to
history of
whoop your
this
ass,
shit.
bro.
Iran Contra, let's not forget about
Like,
that.
something
that's really
enticed me
That's really
to get on your ass,
That's
bro.
really
All because I had nice jewelry and you tried to jack me.
I needed it, bro. I needed it.
So you done burnt my shit down because you needed it.
I needed it, bro. That's what it was. All right.
So the least you can do,
Nigga, I'm hungry. I gotta feed my people, nigga. So I gotta snatch this
your
nigga.
people were fed. Your people
Right.
were good. You were being greedy.
They were
Nigga,
really
we multiplying too fast, bro. Hey, I gotta feed my people.
So we fucking up the
come
game
up off
with
this
this.
jury real quick, bro.
I don't know.
Well, come up off that jury real quick. I gotta feed my people.
I think America was kind of greedy over there, but that's neither here nor there. It was
Bro.
kinda greedy.
Like, case in point, the whole
Man, we
main
have a group of people called baby boomers. People were multiplying just that fucking fast, bro.
I mean, we about to have another baby boom though.
People are multiplying just that fucking fast, bro.
But see, that's the thing.
It's overpopulation.
That's another thing. Like it's the birth rate has decreased, kind of. It's kind of in fluctuation.
But also, the reason why we don't have enough food going around
Is greed and capitalism.
and corporate waste.
Because I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I meant to speak on this last podcast. There is a fucking subscription service now called fucking unhealthy, ugly vegetables or some shit.
There's Misfits Market, which is explicitly stuff that
What?
Misfits Market is
Misfit?
Misfits Market.
It's all produce and grocery items that were deemed unfit for sale but are otherwise good. Like they're not expired, they're just some are ugly.
Yeah, and essentially you pay a monthly fee and they'll ship this to your house. And it's like y'all have all this food that y'all have been throwing away and you couldn't figure out what to do with it. But now that you figured out a fucking business model, now the move.
Some of it otherwise gets made into like animal feed or
It gets
compost.
Yeah.
Sell these niggas food that look like good.
Well, you can give it to
Well,
somebody.
but it's still good. The only thing is, it isn't what society would deem like a perfect looking apple. They got nuts and shit in it.
I don't want that.
I mean, hey,
Exactly, you're proving the point.
they
People are
legalized it.
stupid.
Crack.
Okay,
They
no,
legalized
you're not
crack.
stupid.
I don't
I'm
want
just
that.
saying.
I don't want that. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
but like,
They legalized crack, people.
You gotta have
legalized crack.
you gotta
Crack
have
has been
appeal,
legal,
man.
honestly, for
Yeah,
cocaine has
appeal to
been legal. No, crack has been legal as well because you look at like a lot
It's
of
the
the.
same thing.
It's the same thing.
No, I'm not talking about just that, but like the drugs and shit that Big Pharma has been pushing for decades.
Let me give niggas heroin and shit, bro.
Yeah, like all Molly really is fucking
Who?
Molly. All Molly really is like
Hey, that's a mixture, my guy.
yeah.
That's a lot of
Big
shit.
issue, my nigga.
That's a lot of shit.
But like if you break it down, I want to say is an Adderall in it.
There's coke in it.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
There's
coke.
crack in. There's coke in it.
People will say that Adderall is coke.
Adderall is actually
heroin, bro.
Adderall is actually chemically almost identical to methamphetamine. They're all in the amphetamine family. However,
Give that shit to children, bro.
Yes, because like all medications or drugs or anything like that affects your brain, there are some, depending how your brain is wired, how your various chemical reactions in your brain works, you might have a deficiency of something like that, and it'll make your brain work closer to baseline. Whereas for people who don't have that same condition, it'll
Let you see
go
colors.
yeah,
Oh.
there's also the fact that you have
You're
to
speaking about like dopamine and shit like that.
Yeah.
kind of like, and also not all amphetamines are drugs the way meth is. Amphetamines is a category of chemicals. Like most diet pills contain amphetamines.
Because meth will cost you your family. So yeah.
Yeah, so like,
That shit.
but yeah,
Fuck around with that shit. That shit will cost you. That shit will ruin your
You
life.
got my hair.
but yeah, so like,
No, nigga, living kush got your damn hand hurt.
No.
What's that church park called? It was the one. Well, I know what I always call it, the milk park or something.
yeah, or she, oh, I can't remember what she called it. It was something about drug dealers. Oh wait, she in the podcast. You can ask her what the.
She left. She doesn't stay.
Fucking 8 Mile.
I just came to say hey.
Yeah.
But I know there's a place called the Meth Woods because we live near fucking
Robin Hood, all that shit.
banjo
man.
country. Do.
Not banjo coach.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
but that's where meth
Do
country
they
is.
actually play the banjo out there though?
Probably so.
It's
I was just
out in the
wondering.
fucking boonies and it's 98% white people.
Because I
That's the
know.
most racist instrument, bro. like,
I never thought of it like that. I ain't
bro,
really like
banjo, bro. I'm like, look, you a piece of shit. I'm gonna get up out of here though. Cause I ain't got time for your bullshit.
I'm not gonna even hold you. I ain't
Banjo playing a piece
bro.
of shelf, nigga. Out of
I
here.
will
Fuck
say-
you.
It sounds nice to me.
Every time I hear banjo, I think of cousin fucking.
Ain't even that, boy. Like, fucking every time I hear banjo, bro. So I'm thinking, get on now, get out of here. That's all I hear. Get
Y'all,
on now, get.
y'all changing my perception of the banjo.
Get.
Bro,
Yeah,
I've never looked at the banjo in a good eye. I always
Get on now, you get.
the South will
Hey.
rise again when I hear a banjo.
I used to
playing.
play banjo kazooie, goddammit.
Bro, funny shit is, bro, fuck, I was in South Korea,
I just
Right.
heard about you for the story.
bro. Fuck, I was in Dongdaesan. That's in Area 1. It's like, it's the DMZ and Dongdaesan. So it's like, we went to the border and shit like that. Like, you can go down there and do shit like that. Fucking everything is segregated by a piece of tape, bro. That splits the border. You can literally
A piece of
like throw a piece of paper, bro, from South Korea. It's from North Korea. And start a fucking international incident, bro.
Oh my god, they threw a piece of paper.
But
Shit.
these
That's
motherfuckers went to the border, bro, on tour. It's quiet as motherfuckers, country white boys, bro.
Oh god.
Went to the border. It's quiet as motherfuckers on tour, bro. The South will rise again.
Oh hell
Oh
no!
my
The
god.
South will rise again. I was
Oh,
like, bro, they
oh no!
And just my luck, I'm with these country ass white boys, bro. I
I was like, alright, so they hit on
was
that.
like, kicked us off that tour so fast, bro. That
Were
was
you wearing a uniform?
no, hell no.
Cause I would have took that bitch off so fast.
You don't do that shit. I'm like, bro. So it's like, bro, like, well, that's a way that you can tell, like, stolen valor, bro. If you really start remember, as soon as you get to take that motherfucker off, you coming about that bitch. Cause it's so fucking uncomfortable, bro. Like, no matter how long you have that motherfucker, it's so uncomfortable, bro. Like, the first chance you get, bro, you coming out that bitch. Like, just like this. The first- yeah. That's he the plug now, so yeah, I'm fucking him. He don't ever miss, bro. He never missed with me. Oh no, hell no. He too consistent, bro. Like he always got it. But yeah, bro. I've seen funny shit.
I would snap the fuck out of them.
I ain't gonna lie, we was trying to head out.
They kept telling that motherfucker so fast. They was like, "Get y'all asses out of here," and I was just like. You motherfuckers fuck culture up. I'm talking about shit. Like, that's why people don't like white people right there. Cause y'all fuck shit up for them. Cause y'all fuck shit up for everybody, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, that's why people don't like white people right there. Cause y'all fuck shit up for everybody, bro.
I
I wasn't doing shit. I was learning, nigga. And you fucked it up. You fucked up my knowledge, bro.
I would have been having this asking, why y'all had to listen to people? Why? It's why.
I mean, bro, it's the South will rise again. I'm like, what the? I was like, this bitch from Oklahoma, bro. Oklahoma, bro.
Well, no, I can't say
I
that.
was like, this motherfucker from Oklahoma.
Nah, you could have said,
Bro was a ginger from
Oklahoma,
everything. Bro, I'm like,
No,
come on, bro.
No, because it's Mississippi, Oklahoma,
Oklahoma is still country as fuck.
It's
Yes.
country as
West
hell.
Virginia.
Mississippi. No, I'm saying in the rankings of country, it's Mississippi, Oklahoma, Tennessee,
Where's Alabama?
Oregon.
Alabama is fourth,
Okay.
Kentucky.
Oregon is
North Carolina.
and Kentucky, Tennessee. Or am I?
Kentucky is a whole nother state, bro.
Hold on a second.
It's above Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay,
It looks
so
like a plate of fried chicken on top of Tennessee.
okay, so Kentucky will be
Yeah, I seen
fifth.
that. I seen that on Facebook. I seen
Yeah.
Kentucky is the state. Kentucky is the state.
No, Kentucky's a piece of cheese.
But yeah, but no.
So that makes Tennessee the plate.
Yeah, Tennessee's the plate.
Like Florida is the South, but we don't really consider them.
No one considers Florida the South because only teeny tiny parts of very North Florida are Southern, and the
Yeah,
rest
racist.
is like normal.
Florida is weird.
I don't consider Texas.
Florida is
bro.
its own thing.
Texas has
Yeah.
some.
Texas is its own version of the South.
It's
Texas is an entire country.
Texas
We
It's
fucking
like
South,
the
bro.
spin-off of the South. The South.
Ah!
It's
I
kind of
like
like
that
Florida,
one.
how
Spin
like
off.
there's some southern bits like on the
Oh no.
eastern edge of Texas.
Oh Lord, not the baby.
The baby.
Oh Lord, not the baby.
But like other than Dallas, I feel that's where the banjos come from.
It's the Nimbus.
Well,
It's
like
the
around
Nimbus.
big cities like Austin and all that, Fort Worth, all that.
Fuck that.
Like they have. lots
Austin
of
is
big
pretty awesome,
city-
actually.
I was called Body in Austin, man.
Oof.
Yeah, shit. So on fucking 6th Street at that.
God dang it.
I'm called Body on fucking 6th Street.
I'm going to see
Austin's
shit.
just full of lots of gay goths, and that's why I like it.
I've seen some shit on 6th Street. And fucking, I didn't know how to feel about it.
It's
So
like-
I was just like,
It's like everything bigger in Texas.
bro,
Even the hubris.
I have seen some shit that has made me question like a lot of shit in life, bro.
In Texas.
In like Texas, bro, in different countries, especially in fucking Korea. I saw some shit that made me question a lot of shit, bro.
Was it a middle-aged man and a schoolgirl?
No, man, it was like chicks with dicks, bro.
Hey, you know
Chicks
what?
with dicks, and that shit was just like,
I'm going to tell you something.
it's wrong, but it feels right.
You should go to Twitter.
I was like, just thinking, I was like,
Twitter.
I
It is
shouldn't
so
be intrigued
normal.
by this, but it's
It's
wrong,
so
but it feels
normal.
right, bro. I was like, it's wrong, but it feels right. I was just like, man, this shit weird, bro. I was like, I gotta go find here if I do something stupid. So, hey, my thing is, I was like, bro, I ain't never trying to be put in this situation again, bro.
What you was?
I was in Korea, man. I was fucking going to show him, bro. I'm telling you, there's some weird shit going on out there, bro.
I mean, it's still a woman, so
Yeah, but like,
Good.
it's a
Go to
dick there
Twitter.
too, though, bro. Like,
Go to Twitter.
Have
That's
you heard of
everywhere.
pegging?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, we talking about
I-
but I ain't with that.
I mean, Head say he's thinking about it around 40.
No,
I
you gonna
mean,
be
I
like,
was
a
talking-
10-year-old man,
He
bro.
gonna
no, I was thinking of.
Because you don't want
I
that to
question-
velocity.
I think about pegging a lot, but I'm always
Look how
at the
my niggas
option.
saying that, though. Look how my niggas, hold up. I gotta look at you when I say this.
I mean, painting is fun though.
Look, my nigga said, look, hold up. See, my nigga said. So I think about picking a lot.
But here's the real joke, bro. Sometimes I feel so alone.
Look,
Nigga, stop thinking about paying
I
ride.
feel like
But here's
I
the
never think about
but
picking.
here's the thing.
Never. It never
I have a group of
I'm not
friends
gonna lie.
where, for a couple of them,
I'm
that's
not gonna
normal.
lie. I done looked at it because I wanted to see what the fuss about it.
I ain't never looked at
Hey,
that
I'm
shit,
sorry.
That shit weird,
The
man.
shit looks too aggressive for me.
I feel like,
Well,
bro,
maybe that
it's
person
too-
likes getting it hard and fast.
it's too,
Nah,
it's too submissive, bro.
I see a motherfucker take some
I
shit
can't
look like
submit
this.
that far, bro. I
This.
can't be that
pretty
submissive, man.
extreme.
Right.
That's
That person's
can't-
just a masochist.
That's
I can't be
crazy.
that submissive, bro.
I promise you, I've only ever used normal size
That's
shit.
literally what it
That,
is, bro.
look,
That's literally what it
is.
is, bro. I can't be that submissive to nobody.
You don't have to be a sub to bottom. Like,
I'm not with none of that, man.
Yeah, he like out of everyone in here
He's
right
vanilla.
now, he's vanilla.
oh, so he don't even know what he is.
He just.
I'm not with it.
He just
lost
keeps
his
himself.
own
Simple
mind.
man, man.
Like he
Like,
said,
that's too complicated for me.
Like,
I respect this. But that's too complicated for me. Like,
This is-
I'm a simple man.
This is the scenario I always play out. Head is in the wilderness. I am at the tree line looking in the wilderness.
and D is in the
And
house.
I'm in a cabin looking at these motherfuckers.
Right.
Like,
These
what the fuck
on
they
the
doing
other
out there?
side.
Like, these motherfuckers wild.
Right.
I don't want no
Meanwhile-
parts of that, though.
Meanwhile, I'm a wild woman who's been living with nature.
You like a fucking, you like a myth.
right.
Like a woman in the woods type
A
shit.
cryptid.
Yeah.
Look, I am all the
Like,
stereotypes because I am pansexual,
Like,
I am
if
polyamorous.
you gonna eat your ass, you go in the woods, man. I'm not gonna come back out, bro. Don't go in there. You're not gonna come back out.
I mean,
Is that a warning or a promise?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Somebody-
I'm just letting you
I
know.
don't know. The dude
I'm just letting you know the
kinda
end
I
result.
know.
But
I'm
see,
just letting you know.
that's the thing. You're like, if you were to get that warning, you gonna heed that warning. I'm gonna think about it, but never really get an answer.
No,
Meanwhile,
no.
my boy Beck is running into the woods, taking his clothes off.
He's white.
He ready to go.
Next white. He don't fear nothing. He's white. He has nothing to fear. He's an apex.
This
He's
is
an apex predator, bro. He got nothing to fear. He got no options.
but
He
see,
ain't got nothing to fear, bro.
well,
I'm not with it. I'm scared. I don't know what's out there. It's noises out there. It's dark. It's bugs. It's shit like y'all. I'm not fucking with it.
I'm just too fucking country, I guess.
Like,
I'm
I
at the
respect
tree
it.
line. I ain't gonna hold. I'm at the tree line looking at it like
I'm like, bro.
shit, right?
He too nosy, so I ain't fucking with him because he know too much. So
Meanwhile, I'm at least trying to go in the trenches so I can report to motherfuckers. Look, in
It ain't
case you
that
want,
bad in here.
in case you want to go outside, this is what's out here.
hey, bro. I be on this type of time over here, but yeah, man. But
See, you're fist bumping the monster in the woods.
Right,
Exactly.
exactly what he doing.
And Beck is fucking the monster in the woods, and I am the monster.
And I'm
in the
just
woods.
looking at y'all like, ain't this some shit?
and I know that it's monsters in the woods, so I'm not going in the woods because I don't want to fuck around with no monsters. I'm straight.
Look,
I don't
I'm
fuck
by
with
the
no
house.
monsters, man.
Nigga,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
straight
wait.
on that.
Okay, but technically,
I'm straight on the monsters. I don't want to fuck around with them because I know they out there. I believe they out there. So I'm not for it. Like, oh, there's some scary ass monsters out there. I'm gonna go out there.
I'm a
Hell
monster
no.
fucker, so if it doesn't kill me, I'm gonna figure out how I can fuck it.
Let's see.
So it's like shit like that scares me because it's just like you probably don't have any limitations. Like,
See, I like to look.
But that is how humans progress.
bro,
I like to look.
I'm perfectly fine staying stagnant. Like, I'm content where I currently am. Like at the moment,
I mean, no one's saying you need to leave
Like-
the cabin.
I built the cabin, so I ain't going nowhere. Like I'm
Look,
here.
look, the whole time I'm looking at this thing over here. Goddamn, motherfuckers just over there doing anything.
This is what I'm doing. Like, this is what I'm doing. Like, these niggas, wow. Shit,
Oh,
back
right.
out there, shit. He fucking monster, shit. Radio fucking monster. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
And I'm just like,
Wow.
Hey, look, I'm so
yo,
look at head ass. These look at head ass. This
I
look
ain't
at
like
head
right
ass.
now, y'all wilding and
I'm
y'all
like,
into
what
that.
the fuck,
That's
bro?
an option you have.
I'm like,
They're cool people.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like,
Head about to marry the
I'm
monsters
like,
and shit.
bro. I'm like, bro, these niggas are. I am puzzled. Like, y'all do what y'all do, but you know, like, God,
I'm just
damn.
country as shit and like poking around in the woods.
I'm just like.
Hey, I like.
Like
I
Beth
like
out there
this
with
shit.
mobs and shit like poison ivy all on her and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
But also, after all the fucking is finished, Cause just like at the cabin, everybody was smoking weed and just chilling outside.
Hey,
Y'all need to come outside, clean up.
No, I ain't
Y'all
gonna-
filthy.
God,
And then like
so
just
y'all can you get the man to smoke some weed?
that nigga smoke some weed.
Mm-mm.
He didn't smoke, but he got drunk as fuck. But we all got
Oh
drunk as
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah,
bro.
but
I
don't get
was,
drink.
I was gone that first night.
Yeah,
Like,
they,
yeah, like you're
he
drunk,
had made his
screaming.
own like bootleg version of fucking Jungle Juice.
I'm like, hell.
Oh no, I didn't even really get drunk to do that shit. Like if I'm having a good time, I'll just start screaming and wilding out. If I'm enjoying myself,
It was a party.
Man, that shit went out.
I had that bitch screaming at him.
bro, we was outside next to a church that was next to a graveyard.
Oh yeah. Like the next day when the church was having services, we were screaming at the church.
Yeah, I was like, hey, it's a couple black people over here fucking a white girl.
Oh yeah, because it was one of those.
My
redneck
nigga also
churches.
be
Yeah.
a Pac-Man shit.
I mean, hell, I fucked in a church's parking lot before.
I'm
with a
not
girl.
I'm not gonna comment on what I've done in the church.
Yo,
Like while they was giving sermon, I took
God
Cass into the
is-
back room and got chopped up.
God's pissed.
Your God.
Hey,
God's
all I'm
pissed.
saying is,
God is
if he pissed, he
He's
definitely
very
pissed at the
displeased.
pastor, goddammit. That's all I'm saying.
We talked this morning. And he told me they had time. But y'all gonna be on some displeasable shit. No, I'm kidding.
But I okayed it.
I feel like
I love how you do that.
I feel like
My nigga feel like he just got the sauce with that shit. Like,
I
you know
feel
what?
like, bro,
It's
you,
alright, cool.
you do whatever you want to do, man. Like it's 2021, bro. So you gotta be open minded, like to any and to everything. However, the pedo shit, bro, it's not the move.
The what?
The pedo shit,
And I will say when it comes to that,
that is not the move, bro.
I don't really have to speak for them, but I know a lot of people of the LGBT community that also disagree with pedos. Like
Yeah,
pedos try to worm their way into this shit,
Yeah,
and the
you got,
main
like,
ones
boy
who
lover, like boy lover,
boy lover, girl lover, all that
Yeah, that shit.
maps.
Yeah, that
like
shit.
symbols and shit.
I
bro.
been see,
Like,
they been
come on,
trying to get laws in place and everything.
They've been trying to pull that shit for years, though. They've been trying to say that, like,
They been trying to make it a sexuality now.
yeah, they've been trying to say that they're part of the LGBT community
Yeah,
for
it's like-
years, even though, no. We're talking people who generally want to be with people of their same age, or,
Motherfuckers who can understand consent.
yeah.
Yeah, the LGBT stuff's all about consensual expressions of
Yeah,
gender,
like no one fucking thinks pedos are okay, and anyone who says that gays and pedos are friends is either lying or a dumbass. Because there are people who have done like info ops to try and make LGBT people look worse because they want to roll back LGBT protections, and some people even want to bring back anti-sodomy laws, which also outlaw blowjobs. Just so you know, because sodomy is any non-reproductive
Hey,
sex
it's
act.
actually still illegal to get head in Mississippi. I ain't gonna
It's
lie.
illegal. It's illegal for. It's illegal for
It's
guys
also
to get
illegal.
Oh God, I've been
It's
breaking
also
law forever.
illegal
It's illegal,
to have
however, it's,
sex in anything other than missionary.
it's also illegal, and it's an orgy if you have more than three unrelated people in the room without their shoes or without their socks on touching the floor.
Oh, if that's the case, then we most definitely had a orgy.
But anyway,
It's
Jess is
socks.
gonna get. Well, don't you know about
You raw dog on the floor together. Brother socks.
but
It's
anyway,
the flow for me. I ain't gonna lie. I can't do it on the floor.
Fair.
whenever,
it's one of
wherever.
those, it's
I
one of
do
those
like the
laws
song.
that's on the
Fuzzy
books, but it can't be enforced anymore.
Right.
Ever
Yeah,
since
enforce it.
like 2006 or so, when
Yeah,
Lawrence
enforce
versus Texas,
That was
But it,
2003, I think.
2003. Yeah.
just for y'all to know, since y'all stay here, apparently it's legal for y'all on Sundays to take your wife or significant other to the front of the courthouse in Brandon and beat their ass on Sunday.
I just knew it was gonna be so crazy, cuz.
JD told me like he was joking about it, but that's a law that's legal in Brandon.
You ain't gonna beat your
Like
old
if
lady. Look,
Like
look,
if Drew pissed you off on a Sunday, you can just come on, we're going for a ride real quick.
Boy, boy, they gonna see your ass right in jail, boy.
Right down that motherfucking hill again, nigga.
What? Right
I'm
in
going back down that
jail.
hill, nigga.
Oh, you wanna play?
Okay, bitch, you got the domestic violence charge now, nigga. You can't have that pistol no more, nigga. You can't have no guns no more. You can't do nothing.
But
Then
then,
I'm gonna CDL and everything, bro.
but then you got a good lawyer. If you got a good lawyer,
I
you
don't,
bring up
nigga.
that law.
I don't. I ain't talking to that nigga since he got my shit expunged, bro. So, fuck, I'm about to pay the nigga up again, and I ain't got to take bread no more.
Leave, you got a couple she wants to know. Cause
With her nasty ass.
Oh, no. Let's see.
10 freaky girls. 10.
Cause she
10
wants
freaky
to
girls. 10 freaky girls. 10 freaky girls that come to get freaky. Alright.
I feel like I gotta start something, y'all. I can start to see what's knows. And I don't know where it is. Ooh.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay. We can announce two of them, I guess, then we
Two of those?
That's different. Alright, I got you deep.
Or do y'all want to save those for Sunday? All right, because this has been a good, very enlightening episode.
Let me actually start them.
This is great. Episode.
I leave y'all with the same simple words. Do right.
Fuck all that.
Fuck your day up, make today your bitch.
There you, I like that one. That's how we end this shit.
Oh yeah,
Fuck
it's actually the catchphrase from a podcast I listen to.
God damn it.
Hey,
God damn it.
they can't.
I'm happy to
She didn't
listen
try
to
to-
you guys now. Just because I like
She
this
didn't
shit.
try to claim it though, so you gotta show
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But this has been the Black Magnolia Show,
This is the Black Magnolia Show.
and we out this bit.
We out this motherfucker.
I mean, did it?